Hey guys, Brian Hill with the Complete Combatant. Out here doing a little rifle work today, and I wanted to do a review of the Mantis Blackbeard, which is a way for you to change the bolt inside of your AR and use a magazine that is actually a battery pack. And what this does is cycle the trigger. This has two great benefits for us that we're going to go over, and I think it's a worthwhile program. I'm just going to say from the get-go. Now, I had a little problem with it at the beginning. Depending on how tight the specs are in your gun is how well the bolt fits. So on the SIG M400 went in very easily, a little more loose in there. My Arsenal Democracy, which is a 223 Wild, very tight, very hard to get it in. And the BCM, which is a Mark II, it was really tough to get this shut. But you just take your charging handle out, you take your bolt out, and then you put this in, and then you slide your pins in and it's closed. You put this in, you'll hear it cycle, you're ready to go. There are two adjustment screws on the side for elevation and windage. You can't make the you can't make the red dot co-witness with the laser, nor would you want to. All right, this is a bore sighting instrument at this point, so what we want to do is have it shine straight out through the bore, and that's going to give us what our first discussion point will be. Big part for people is offset. All right, there is a huge offset. I'm running a 193 mount on this. From the center of the bore to the center of that red dot is at 3 yards is that much distance. All right, so the top of the B8 in the 9 ring to the center of the 10. Now I shot a bunch of rounds here so you guys could see it, but I held the red dot here, and this is where the rounds indicated and hit. So you need to practice this. If this is going to be your defensive gun, you've got to be extraordinarily good with that, because that is a world of difference in shooting. All right, and we have to know it. Not only do we have to know it, we have to be unconsciously competent about it. The other thing I really like about this system is it resets the trigger every time, so you get the laser indicator and the trigger resets, but that means you can run the safety too. One of the hardest things I found in teaching carbine classes nowadays is that there's a whole generation of shooters that have simply never run safeties before. So what do I really struggle with them in class is trying to get that safety to go. Get that safety to go each time, get it back on each time. So here's a great chance for you to practice it. Now, sunlight's a little weird out here, so I'm going to try to get you guys where you can see the green indicating. I'm going to hold the red dot on this black dot, and you're going to see the green go right there. You're going to hear the trigger reset. So we'll do a couple where you can see me. We'll do a couple where you can see the target. Now let's move back to 3 yards. Okay. So from this position, if you guys see, I'm going to hold the red dot here. You can hear the trigger every time that I press. All right. I also get to work the safety because it's reset each time. So now, I will say this, I think I can outrun the trigger, and I'm not known for fast splits, all right? Some of you guys have really fast splits out there. The best I ever get is 16s or 17s, but it feels like I can get slightly ahead of this. But is there any other system that allows me to reset the trigger like this that's easily affordable and available and works off a battery charge? No, there's nothing like it. So I can put up with that. I just try to run as quickly as I can, okay? But you guys can see, you can work the safety, you can run the trigger, you got to reset, you got some sound with it. Now let's turn it towards the target. Okay. All right, guys, you're going to see that black dot right there at the top. Okay, I'm going to aim at that. And you can see the green dot coming right into that. All right, so great system to practice that. 3 things I'm getting out of it. I'm getting an indication of my offset. So I can see it, the camera can't, but I can see it all the way back to 25 yards. It works pretty good at that distance, but at least, you know, at 25 yards, we know we're only off about 1 ring here. But I can practice this. This way I can practice hostage shots. I can practice shooting from cover and concealment, really important because of the offset with the AR. It gives me a lot of practice, and then it doesn't cost me anything. All right, so I charge this thing up. They say it lasts a ridiculous amount of time. I've been practicing for a month, and it hasn't gone down yet. It's living in a cold environment, so we'll see. We'll see. I think it's run really good. It's going to save me a tremendous amount of ammo. So as you can see, this is a pretty good group here, except for that one little guy, of course. That was my very first shot. But holding here, my trigger connection has gotten better. I can really feel my trigger on this, and I can practice snap ups, snap downs from different positions, ready positions. I can run it with my full war kit, or you know, my kit where I end up teaching from with no concealment. So that's a great way to practice. and after the initial investment, it doesn't cost you anything. So I think once again, Mantis has done a really good job. I know the guys at Mantis. I do the video for Active Self-Protection Extra on Mondays, so I do have a relationship with them, but they're good shooters, and they understand shooters, they understand what they want, and they've been really committed to helping us improve it. So the Mantis X10 is a fantastic with the holster draw analysis, great for your pistols. I've even used it in some ways I'm not supposed to, like with precision rifles and whatnot. It works fantastic. Now, next thing up, we're going to, they also were kind enough, they sent this to me. I didn't pay anything for this one, they sent it to me. They were kind enough, sent me their laser academy or range academy that I can do a review on that coming up next too. And I think these two things will combine nicely, and it'll give you a good way to really improve without spending a ton of money on ammo, because, you know, 223 5.56 just is not affordable right now, and we need to get the most out of it we can. So if we can get a lot of dry practice with a lot of immediate feedback, then we can just simply go out and confirm. So I feel pretty good. I did 10 rounds today, 10 rounds just practicing my up drills and getting them in a half a second. So my rifle skills feel pretty good. I practiced everything else with this. I made a confirmation with it, and I feel pretty good, and it's really helping me improve with it. All right, well, that's what I got for you guys. Learn to run the safety, learn your offsets, learn how to manipulate the gun, save money on ammo. Seems like Mantis has got a home run here. I would highly recommend it. I haven't had any problems with it except for fitting the bolt. That was rather difficult at the beginning and a bit aggravating, but we figured it out. Everything works great. So if you got any questions, shoot them out to me. I'll be glad to help you if I can. If not, Mantis is there. They'll be glad to answer your questions. And I think this is a worthwhile project, especially for people that don't get to go to the range and shoot ARs as much. You know, if you're limited to an indoor range, you may not be able to shoot this style rifle inside. So this is a great way for you to practice until you can get back out to the range and enjoy it. Today in Georgia is beautiful. We've got a beautiful day, beautiful blue skies. Get to be out on the range, so it's easy. But I'm sure in another month it's going to be miserable out here, and we're all going to want to be practicing inside. So this is a great way for you to do it. Keep your skills sharp and stay connected to this wonderful system that we have of the AR that can be used and so versatile, but it requires practice from the end user on the safety and the offset. All right, Brian Hill with the Complete Combatant. And as always, measure, refine, and perform.